Well, hi YouTubers, hi, I'm back with 40 Years of Mills and Boone, and oh god, okay, here we go. It's by Jennie Lucas, it's called 9 Months to Redeem Him, and it opens, it was published in 2015, it's Mills and Boone Modern, and it opens with the prologue. This is all I can give you, he says, no marriage, no children, all I can offer is this, and he kissed me, feather light until I was holding my breath, trembling in his arms. Do you agree? Yes. And then, 2 months later, here you go. And then you kept me waiting. Edward's voice was dangerous, coming from the shadows. Come to bed, Diana. Come to bed. Clutching my hands by my sides, I went forward into the dark. Because maybe, okay, it's prologued in the fashion to 4 months earlier. Okay, so let me read the blurb on the back, okay? It's all I can give you, he said. Do you agree? Yes, I whispered, my lips brushing against his. I hardly knew what I was saying. I could think of nothing other than the darkly powerful Edward sent cry. I was too lost in the moment, lost in pleasure that was made the world a million colours of twisting light. I gave him my body, which he wanted, and my heart, which he didn't. I had just made the biggest mistake of my life. Maybe when he knows about our baby, it will heal his wounded heart so he can love us both. Okay, well, now much to redeem, you can guess, okay? So, Dan is a physiotherapist. Now, she's from a Hollywood family, in a way. Her stepfather is a producer. Her stepsister, Madison, she's a famous actress. And Dan is a physiotherapist. Got it. Okay. And so she goes to Edward St. Croix because he's been in a horrible car accident and she's been hired to heal him, okay, to absolutely heal him. And he lives in this beautiful mansion which conjures up images of the Bronte sisters, Wuthering Heights, Jane Eyre. Now, this is interesting for a Mills and Boone novel, is that it's told from the first person narrative, and that's very, very rare. That is really, really rare to do. Normally it's third person, but no, first person, which is interesting because you can see through Diana's point of view, and to be honest, I think she's an absolute heinous bitch. Everyone's an arsehole in this story, but it's when the heroine's also the worst. She's pretentious, she's judgmental, she blames everyone for her failures in life. And okay, so she gets the job of taking care of Edward. Here we go. Because she is hiding her own terrible scandal, and here it is, regarding her boyfriend Jason. Okay. Now, interesting is that the heroine and the hero, Edward and Diana, have actually met before. They met at a party where Edward says, your boyfriend Jason, he's going to go with your sister, and that's what happens, and this is what happens. And Madison had arranged for Jason to get a part in her next movie. He'd been filled. Working as Madison's assistant, I've seen them both every day on set in Paris. They'd asked me to go back to LA and give a magazine a personal tour of Madison's house in the Hollywood Hills. So what it was like to be a girl next door. What happened to Madison Lowe as my stepsister, a semi-famous producer as my stepfather, an up-and-coming hunk Jason Black as my boyfriend. Needed publicity, Madison had insisted. My reporter barely seemed to listen as I walked her through Madison's lavish house, talking lamely about my stepsister and Jason, till she pressed her on her earpiece with her hand and suddenly laughed aloud, turned to me with a malicious gleam. Fascinating, but are you interested in seeing what the two of them are been up to today in Paris? Then she cut to reveal live footage of them naked and drunk beneath the Eiffel Tower. And that goes viral. And I like the fact, okay, that Jason's excuse, the Madison's excuse is, we didn't know anyone would be there, it was late at night. And I'm like, it's the bloody Eiffel Tower in Paris. There's always someone at the Eiffel Tower in bloody Paris. It's the Eiffel Tower, okay? I've been up the Eiffel Tower. Right under it as well. Okay, well, under the Eiffel Tower, okay, they're having sex under the Eiffel Tower. Scandal, scandal, scandal. So, flee from the damage, okay, because she's so wounded by this, and the paparazzi and everything else on her back. Oh my God, it's such a weird book, this. She meets Edward St. Croix, and he is, of course, he's gorgeous, vivacious, got a couple of scars because in a horrible car crash. And normally, okay, they play this kind of Beauty and the Beast narrative of he never goes out, never sees the light of day, okay. Not him. I don't know why, but I found it really refreshing. He is an arsehole, but at the same time, I found this bit so refreshing. Okay, this bit here. Right, this is page 26. This is Edmund. You have nothing to fear. My taste doesn't run to idealistic, frightened young virgins. I walked back to face him. How did you? Oh, I know women. I've had my share. One-night stands, weekend affairs, that's all my line. Sex without complications, that's how I play. Sure, I sense your accident. I had a woman here last night. An acquaintance of mine, a French lingerie model, came down from London, wished a bottle of wine, and then we... But Miss Maywood, I looked bewildered. I guessed you were a virgin, but I expected you to have some experience. Shall I explain how it works? My face was probably the colour of a tomato. I just surprised myself with your injury. It's not that difficult. He's a physiotherapist. What the hell? She should. sorry, you basically busted your leg so you can't have sex again. Okay, okay, you know, you know, but hey, I just find that so weird. And further along, okay, further along, after this is page 48. After physiotherapist, after she's kind of immersed more in his world, he do some physiotherapy. He does training, and obviously his muscles need a massage. Okay, that's part of the job. And and she sees him naked. And you think someone who's a physiotherapist, a very qualified, well-regarded physiotherapist, okay, she sees him naked, and she just like totally goes weird, like, oh my god, oh my god, I've never seen a man before. She's never seen a man before naked at 26. Okay, right. Then I felt Edward's gaze. I took you for a virgin, but you really didn't have any experience at all, do you? I've had lots, I lied. Our eyes met and my shoulders said, if you mean work with men, none. Not even with Jason. No experience of sex of any kind. I've been kissed once or twice. You're 28. Oh, got of age wrong. She's 28. Oh, sorry, our unicorn's 28, not 26. My, um, my bad. Okay, 2 years. Now, interestingly, underpinning this book is that she's got this book, okay, about women working with men and how to not get involved. There you go. A book called Mrs. Worley Ghibli. Okay, and she even quotes this fictional book: "If you lose an inch of more high ground, rush back to it as quick as you can." More high ground, yeah, no more high ground. But of course, okay, her sister, a horrible sister, her stepsister Madison, and her new fiance, her Diana's ex-boyfriend show up. And Diana is basically, sorry, Madison is essentially the quintessential Hollywood starlet. She's like, well, I'm engaged. You're going to come back now, become my wedding planner. You've got to do all this. You're my assistant, okay? And then, of course, Madison's such a bitch, okay? She starts to flirt with Edmund, tapping at the, yeah, you know, basically trying to jump his boat in front of Jason, okay? And then Diana, I'll give some respect for this girl. She goes absolutely nuts, okay? She starts saying, okay, well, you've been so many men. You basically stole, I love this, okay? Madison stole Diana's audition for a TV show because Diana's mum was dying at the time. She was driving to the audition and then found out her mum had taken a turn, so she drove back. And then Madison stepped in, called the producer and said, well, I'm available, and got the part, okay? And Madison has basically gone on to a great career, okay, from a child actress, okay, to well, teenage actress to a proper stellar career. And Diana totally flips and basically says, well, you stole my career, okay, that should have been mine. And the thing is, her mum's been dead for several years. And in that time, okay, she hasn't gone out and auditioned. She hasn't got herself an agent. She hasn't put herself out there. She hasn't even done any like amateur dramatics. She's like, basically, Madison, you stole my life. And it's kind of like, well, what have you done? You done nothing. You done nothing. Okay? But this bit here, kids, when they're having this fight, and this bit here, okay, this is from Jason. Enough, Jason rose from the table, his face like granite. He looked at Madison. Some number 5, am I? You're different, this is Madison whispered. Special. I don't feel special, Jason looked at me. I'm starting to think I chose the wrong sister. Right, because obviously you can go back and forth between sisters. Yeah. But the thing is, at this point, okay, Edmund says, okay, that him and Diana are lovers and that kind of stuff, and it's not emotional, it's just sex. Okay, fine. Bit of a dick move to do that, but I did it anyway. Okay, but the thing is, okay, everyone makes it clear, no marriage, no baby, it's just fun. And Diana agrees to do that. And then they go back to London because obviously she's his mistress, but she's like, well, maybe now I could be an actress. Maybe now I could have my stellar career. Okay? And this is chapter 5, okay? Right. Is that an audition? An audition, okay? Why are you not looking so great? The girl sitting behind me on one of the plastic chairs, lining up the hallway, had a concerned look on her beautiful, made-up face. I'm fine, I replied, trying to be slowly, fervently, trying to believe it. It had been 2 months since we'd arrived in London, and I felt strangely queasy almost the day we arrived here. But also some fear, and also the guilt of lying to Edward about how I how I actually spent my days. The day I finally faced my fear, for the first time I actually forced myself to stay through an audition. Yeah, because she keeps chickening out. For the last time she's going to auditions, she chickens out and leaves. Okay. Then later she finds out, okay, that she left this Edmund because the producer, the guy in charge, was a friend of his, and said not give you special attention, but basically, you know, let you know how it went, that kind of thing. Okay, because nepotism is really, really alive and well in this book, by the way. Nepotism is so alive in this well. But for too much she's done nothing, okay, about her career. Even though, okay, she's living with Edmund, okay, in his stunning home in London, and I have everything catered to her, but she does nothing. Does absolutely nothing. Okay, so the thing is, in the end, Edmund and Dana break up. Okay, they break up, but she's pregnant and she doesn't tell him because it's horrible. Because Jason calls her and says, "Well, I have a part available in a web series. Do you want to be my leading lady?" Not anyone else who's more qualified. Not anyone who's actually worked for that position. It's one simple call. Even though you have no experience as an actor, do you want to basically have this role? And that role within only a couple of months. Only a couple of months. The web series had just as good a launch Jason had 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 thought it would be. In just 4.5 months, I started to have a real career. I was a movie star like Madison, not even close, but it turned out I had lots of friends who were anxious to see me succeed for no reason that they liked me. I'd already expanded into commercials, doing character roles and bit parts on television shows. It was enjoyable at times, at other times mine are really boring. It wasn't quite the ecstatic dream I'd thought it would be. At least give me something to do, as I left my real dream behind. Oh yeah, because more people just give Diana her dreams, don't they? No long hours, no auditions, no having to work as well as her career. Now it's just given to her because people just want her to succeed because she's like a sacred vessel, of course. Because she's pregnant. Oh, but she's pregnant in her mother's rose garden. Okay, and paparazzi assume it's Jason's and whatever. And because obviously in the meantime, Madison and Jason had broken up because obviously he was number five. Yep. Hey. And then obviously Edmund gets word of the day that his ex is carrying his child and goes to visit her. And her attitude towards him is just disgusting. I mean, obviously, he's had some time ago to figure out the fact he's going to be a father. People can change in that time because the whole thing about Edmund and his company is that his cousin is trying to take it over. Edward's a shareholder. It's all about business and that kind of thing. And of course, this is Diana being so judgmental towards other women. Okay, there's a sister-in-law called Victoria who basically says to her, giving her some advice, Edmund's toxic. You really, really shouldn't. I almost had something with him, but I didn't. I'm glad I've went with his brother instead. You can't tame Edmund, if you will. Okay, so. But of course, through Dana's point of view, I mean, you think we mean bitchy, but I think it will probably give some sound advice here, okay? But Edmund shows up in the rose garden. Right, right. This bit here, gosh, she's so good and dramatic. Right, right. I wanted you. My voice was flat. I told you I was in love with you. I loved you as I'd never love anyone again. He blinked. Loved. Past tense. I shook my head. Loving you nearly killed me. You rejected me. Abandoned me. I whispered, I couldn't bear for you to reject her too. Her. I'm having a little girl. His face filled with wonder as he reached towards me. We're having a girl. I jerked back toward before he could touch me. We are not. I am. I can support us now. My eyes hardened. We don't need you. Oh, okay, yeah, what a bitch. First of all, she doesn't tell this guy, okay, that she's having his baby. Says, we don't need you. What an absolute heinous bitch, okay? Yeah, he screwed up, okay? Basically, he said it's just sex, there's no romance. She fell in love with him, okay? He basically had to kind of learn to love. Now, I think he's a bit of an arsehole, but still, okay? And her reaction is basically, you're not coming near this child, okay? This bit here. This bit here. She's my daughter, just biologically. Just, he said incredulously. You can't be responsible for a houseplant. You said so yourself. I could change. Don't. Right. Yeah. But this bit here goes when he correctly points this out, and this is so true. Right. We all make choices we have to live with, I said quietly. My eyes glittered as I looked at him. I've moved on and so should you. Have you? You seem to forget one thing. I'm the baby's father. I have rights. I stiffened. Was he threatening me now? So it's like that, is it? I took a deep breath. I don't want to fight you, Diana. It's the last thing I want. I came to tell you I was wrong. So basically, everyone comes, bears his soul, says he loves her and wants to marry her. Okay? He wants to marry her. And she agrees to marry him, okay? But then she sees him with Victoria one night, okay, just the night before the wedding, and freaks out, okay? Like, oh my god, he's seen Victoria, said to me, he doesn't love me, the wedding's off, okay? They bother to get an explanation, okay? This is Victoria, this is the real Victoria, okay? This is the real Victoria, okay? Right. Because the wedding's off, because obviously, okay, he's seen Victoria, so getting an explanation to why Victoria was there, because Victoria is actually his sister-in-law. There you go. While you were at his house, were you even in California? Victoria laughed as if you didn't know. But I'm glad you called. I want to say thank you. I misjudged you, Diana. You are a wonderful, wonderful person. Rupert and I will never forget. I get the phone. What are you talking about? The shares. Do you not really know? Shares? Right. Basically, Victoria was there because Edmund sold his shares to the company. And he's going to live just basically a quiet life. And they start a foundation and they just live normally. And Diana gives up her dreams of stardom and they live quietly in the country. And just filthy rich and start a foundation to help poor people. Okay. And and it's set out. It's very much like Reader, I Married Him. It reminded me a lot. It reminded me a lot of Jane Eyre. Okay. Mhm. Reader, I Married Him, and obviously this book is just so ridiculous. It was just about horrible, toxic people, about a protagonist who blames others Kay for her failings in life. Oh yes, Kay, fine. My sister slept with my boyfriend, fine. But the thing is, it was her on her because she didn't become an actress. She didn't actually put the work in. But she's more like, too bad, Madison, you stole my life. It's kind of like, well, so what? Audition for something else. But no, no. Everything is just given to her. And she never works at it. It's just like, well, we're going to give you this part. And your ex-boyfriend's going to give you this part. Horrible, horrible people who do horrible, horrible things. Okay, and the whole kind of it's my baby. You're not involved. Who the hell do you think you are? So, No Months to Redeem Him. Not recommended. It's a horrible book for horrible, toxic people. It's by Jennie Lucas, and I'm signing off here. Bye, everyone.